Hi everyone, good evening. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I joined the webinar on my phone just to check it was working, but hopefully we won't have any feedback now. Just bear with me 1 second. I'm just going to hit record and minimize that, enlarge my screen. Okay, I can see a few people are still logging on. Can you just give me either a thumbs up on any of our group chats or raise your hand that you can see on the screen if you can see my screen and the sound's okay? Anyone? Oh, yeah, you put your hand up. Thank you. Right, so I'm assuming it's all fine. So before we get started on our week 6 of our rolling training, I just want to quickly introduce myself to those of you that don't know me. My name's Claire, Claire Martin, and I've been lucky enough to be living in Dubai for the past 17 years. I'm a hairdresser and I've got 2 small children, Jessie and Jacob. And to be honest, my life was pretty good before Forever, you know, living the dream in Dubai. Everything was perfect. The only problem that we had was by the end of the month, we never had enough money left over. You know, the rising cost of living in Dubai and the school fees. I kind of knew that something had to change if we wanted to stay living in Dubai. So when I first looked at the Forever opportunity, I'll be honest, I didn't really think that I had the time or the confidence to do anything new. You know, I was already really busy with like hairdressing and the kids. But the lure of earning like an extra 1,000 dirhams a month soon outweighed any self-doubt that I had. So I gave it a go and got my business in the box, fell in love with the products, and realised really quickly that all I had to do was recommend them to people to help people. So really quickly then my belief in the company and the products grew. I built a small team, and then simply by helping my team get to where they wanted to be, I started ticking off all the company incentives. So yeah, fast forward 2.5 years. Last year we went to South Africa to Global Rally, and whilst I was there, I was lucky enough to pick up a share of the company profits. We went to Eagle Manager Retreat in September last year to Greece. And this year, as you probably are very well aware, the Global Rally is in Dubai, so super excited for that. So on Tuesday, myself and my husband and my 2 children are going for a staycation at the JW Marriott Marquis, and I'm also lucky enough that on Thursday evening I'll be picking up another share of the company profits, and it's very exciting because you don't know how much that check's going to be. So yeah, my life looks quite different since joining Forever, and you know, it's brought me so many amazing things, not just financially, but all the amazing friendships as well. So without further ado, I want to get started onto our week 6, which is the final week of our rolling training. And this week it gives me great pleasure to share the webinar with 2 of our brand new leadership team, which is Carol and Val. And Val is actually on the beach in Kenya. Carol's here in Dubai, so I'm hoping that the GoToWebinar and that Wi-Fi is our friend for this evening. So fingers crossed for that. So let's just have a quick look at what Amanda covered last week. She talks about volume mapping. Volume Oh, sorry, no, I'm completely, I'm sorry. That's what I was thinking. She didn't cover that. That's what I'm covering. So we're going to be talking about volume mapping and how to plan your business and how to plan your team's business. And we're also going to be talking about the habits of a leader and habits that you need to form to be a better leader for your team. Because even if you've just got one team member, that makes you a leader. So people are going to look for you for inspiration and ideas. And we're going to be talking about recognition, because this is a recognition business. So whether you sell one aloe vera gel or you recruit your first team member, it's really, really exciting that you get so much recognition in this job, which you really don't in a lot of other jobs. So, review of week 5. Sorry, this is what happens when I don't have notes. So, last week, Amanda talked to us about having an activity tracker system and the importance of that, because being able to track your activity means that you can see where you need to go with your business. It's really, really a good idea so you can plan your business and see where you're going, what you need to do, so you can plan, review, plan, review, plan, review. She also talked to us about the importance of the first steps to manager and how we've got to learn that and coach others to do the same. And she also talks about the importance of building your pipeline using the activity tracker, because you know you should always have about 20 people in that pipeline. It's really hard actually, and at the minute I was looking through mine today and I've probably only got about 10 people in that pipeline, and you really need to have 20 so that people are constantly dropping into your business all the time. And she also talks about getting new customers for retail, so that doing that 4 case credit at the beginning of the month becomes easier and easier. easier. And then also about the points recording sheet, so we can really see what it is we're achieving month after month and where we need to improve, what we need to do more of and stuff. So, volume mapping. Now, loads of people ask me about this, like what. I'm hoping I can simplify this to help you understand what it is. So basically, volume mapping is all about making a plan. Because as we know, if you don't plan, then you plan to fail. So you've got to have a plan in place all the time. It's a way of planning your future and helping your team plan their future too. And it's like gives your team something visual to look at, because you can't just tell people, oh, can you go away and do 5 case credits this month? You need something visual where they can actually look at and see where those case credits are going to be coming from. And that helps them then prioritise their focus to make sure they're doing the right amount, the right activity, and you know, their focus is in the right area, that people aren't just spending hours on Facebook and then saying, no, I'm not getting paid. You know, they need to be doing those case credit producing activities. And so that volume mapping also then helps you count all the potential case credits, which then be working towards your promotions. So on this very simple diagram here, I've got, sorry, my screen's been blocked by the GoToWebinar. 1 second, let me just minimize that because I'm not going to be able to read. There we go, that's better. So looking at this really basic kind of slide, how to volume map, you can see there you've got that new person. So there's that guy standing there. That's you. You're brand new. Now, what we coach you to do from the very beginning is to use the products. Now, the average household uses 1 case credit of products. You know what? I was thinking about this today. We use probably close to 2.5 in our house, because we all drink the gel. We use the MPD. Now, if anyone's not used the MPD, that's your washing powder, your washing liquid. You can use it as a cleaning product, clean all your work surfaces down. It can be used for your windows. Amazing. And it's really, really concentrated. So we have the MPD instead of like washing liquid. We use the honey, we take the gel. I use the shampoo, not just on me, but on all my clients. What else do we use? All the supplements, all the multivitamins, we all take all of those. So basically any product that Forever do that I used to buy from Spinneys or Boots, I now buy from my own shop. So rather than making a profit for Mr. Spinneys or Mr. Boots, I'm basically making profit for myself by buying from my own shop. So when you join, we really talk to you about the importance of using the products. And as you can see on the screen, so that would be a low of 0.5 or a high of 1.5. Then the next thing we always talked about when you first join is about doing a launch. Like really, your first month in the business, you should aim to do 1 or 2 launches, not just to sell products, because you don't always sell products at launches, but what launches do is they let people know what you're doing, and you learn from watching your upline do the launch for you. And also it's about the people that you meet at the launches, maybe as opposed to the products that you sell. But as you can see on this screen, generally you're looking at a low of about 2 and a high of about 4. And then of course we've got the put baskets, or the product experience packs that we call them now. Now these are such an ingenious way of working, because by having your baskets out, your products out once or twice, 3 times, 4 times a week, that means your shop is open. So even if you're at work in your 9-to-5 job, if somebody's got your basket of products, whether it could be a hair care range, it could be the Sonia skincare range, or it could be, you know, different products to do with the health and fitness, mobility, whatever products you're aiming, you know, your clientele towards, give them a basket of the products, let them try them, and then your shop is open even when you're busy doing other things. So they are, I hate saying pups, but experience packs, product experience packs are an absolutely ingenious way of building up case credits. So you can see on there you've got a low of 1 and a high of 2. And then of course when someone joins, we talk to them about our #1 selling product, which is the C9. So we get them to do the C9 so that they can talk about, you can blog your experiences, you know, you can talk to people. People are going to say, wow, you look amazing, you know, you've lost weight, your skin's clearer, your eyes are sparkly. And then you can tell them it's because, you know, I've done this amazing cleanse, or whether it's the F15. And then, so as a low there, you might just do 1, and that might be you, or you might end up selling 3 or 4 from that. So you can see how there's a high and a low for the different activities that you're doing. And this also is based on how much time you've got to give the business. You know, maybe you haven't got all the hours to put in the beginning. So this gives you quite a good, if you hit somewhere in the middle, then you're doing really, really well. And then, of course, at the bottom, it's talking about sponsoring. So we obviously, when you get started, we talk to you about who do you know, who do you know that would want to earn an extra income? And we help you contact those people. So in the first month, it'd be amazing if you recruited 2 people. So there you've got your 2 people, A and B, and you can see you've got a low of 2 and a high of 4. Then what you're going to do simply after that is you're going to duplicate what you've done with your 2 new team members. Well, actually, for the purpose of this slide, you can see that A is gunning for it like you are. So she's doing the same things. So it's all about, you know, using the products, the launches, the pamper packs, the C9 and recruiting. But your person B is just happy to retail a few products. And that's absolutely cool as well. So obviously, don't put pressure on them. You just help them retail. So person B, you would just give them loads of support with, you know, you'd add them to the Sunshine product library. You would get them to plug into different trainings regarding the products, so they really have a good understanding of our amazing products and how they can help people. But obviously with person A there, you volume map them the same way that you've been volume mapped. Of course, you're new, so you wouldn't be expected to do that on your own. Your upline would sit with you and help you to do that. But you can see then that person A has a high and a low. Then combine the 2 together, and that actually gives you your high and a low for the month. So as an example at the bottom there, you've got a low for the first month of 5.9 and the high of 13.4. Then the second month, you've got a low of 15.8 and a high of 30.8. So if you're on the low end, for example, you just would have missed supervisor, but you know what? It wouldn't matter because the next month you would do it because you'd be so close. And then on the higher end, you've not only done supervisor, but you've got a really good basement for assistant manager. So for people that are really gunning for it and really wanting to move through the business really, really quickly, you'd obviously give them slightly higher targets to achieve. But by giving people a high and a low, it gives them something to aim for. And like I say, then if they hit somewhere in the middle, then they're still doing amazingly, amazingly well. So this slide really just recaps what I've just talked about, how you just can plan your promotions. So if this person wanted to be on the five steps to manager program or the 6 steps to manager program, we could kind of work it out on a month basis what they would kind of need to be achieving. And it doesn't matter because the months are rolling months. So what that means is, so let's say month 1 that you can see on the screen there is January and month 2 is February. You can see they've not quite hit supervisor. So January then falls off, but the February rolls into March. So then you can see the combined month 2 and month 3 would then definitely give you supervisor. So it's rolling months, so you don't need to worry too much about that. I hope that's helped explain it a little bit. I always find it's easy to kind of write it down, but you know the activities that you need to do to produce the case credits, and then you just need to kind of find out what people want to achieve, and then you kind of give them something visual to kind of know how they're going to go about producing those case credits. And it's the case credits that pay you at the end of the day, so that's what people want to be doing. Okay, so moving on, habits of a leader. Now, you know, none of us were doing, well, I don't think any of us were really doing network marketing before. So this is quite a new skill really for everyone. And it's something that, you know, you've got to learn. You've got to be like a sponge in the beginning, just absorbing all the information, all the training, taking it all on board. And I think, you know, as a leader, I love this here, you cannot discover new oceans unless you have the courage to leave the shore, because you've really got to be brave. You've got to step outside your comfort zone. And you've also got to remember that this is a 3 to 5 year plan. Like, you've really got to look at it as a long-term thing. It's not just something you can pick up and put down. If you work this as a business that you've invested £1,000 in rather than just £200, or even more, you've invested £10,000 in it, then you would really treat it as a business and give it 3 to 5 years, and you will reap the rewards. And it says at the bottom there, when do you want to be living the life of your dreams? So that's me. I'm going to have a look for Val a second on here so that we can unmute her. Hold on. All the way from Kenya. Let's have a look. I can see her. Right, Val, I'm unmuting you, so you should. Oh, yeah, you should see a little sign come up, Val, saying, "Do you want to be unmuted?" And then you just need
Hi
to say
Claire, can you
yes.
hear me?
Hi Claire, can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you. I won't mute myself in case we get any technical problems, but I'll enlarge the screen for you and just give me the nod when you want me to move the slides on.
Okay, thanks Claire.
Okay, thanks, Claire. Yay.
So evening everyone. I hope you can
I hope you can
I hope you can all hear
I
me. I'm
hope
getting
you can all hear me. I'm
quite
getting quite
bad.
bad.
Uh, sorry.
Sorry.
Right, so firstly a little bit
Right,
about
so first a little
myself,
bit about
for those who don't
myself.
know me.
For
My
those
name
who
is
don't know me,
Val, and
my
I
name
was
is
born and
Val, and I
raised in
was born
Kenya.
and
And as
raised in
Claire's told
Kenya.
you, I'm
And
now
as
studying
told
to
you,
teach in Kenya, and hope this webinar actually lets me get all the way through it without cutting out or the power goes off. Anyway, so a bit about myself. So I left Kenya when I was about 16 and went to the UK and finished school there. Then I went on and did a degree in tourism, which got me back to Kenya when I was 21, which was my main aim. Where I worked in the hospitality industry, managing lodges and game reserves around Kenya. And then after I met my now husband, Dave, I moved back to Nairobi to be with him and ran restaurants and even a nightclub for a couple of years. So a very different industry for me. Dave and I then got married about 9 years ago, and very shortly afterwards we had Benji. We then left Kenya 6 years ago when Benji was about 2.5 and came to Dubai, where our second son, Alistair, was born less than a year later. So life was pretty busy with two little ones, and Dave being a pilot and away from home a lot. It was pretty busy finding my feet in a new country and making new friends. And to be honest, working was probably the furthest thing from my mind. But as the boys got older and I was going to start school, I started to wonder how I was going to fill my time. And obviously returning to the hospitality industry was not really an option with the long hours that would have involved with Dave being away and two little ones at home. So anyway, then in February 2015, Claire Martin, one of the mums in Benji's class, gave me her pup basket to try out. And I absolutely fell in love with the Forever products and started using them immediately on myself and the whole family. And it wasn't until the May, Claire and I got chatting at a kids' party. And anyway, to cut a long story short, by the end of that May, I had signed up. And for me, I've taken the slow road with my business, which has suited me perfectly. Because to begin with, I still had Al at home. So once he started school in September, I started building the business. Before then, I'd just done the retailing to my friends and family. So yes, so then I started building my business in Dubai. And moving on to now, I'm an assistant manager, very determined, and I will be a manager by June. And I have a team in Dubai, Canada, UK, and Kenya. So for me, Forever has ticked all the boxes for me on that. Now, that's enough about me. Sorry, I'm just trying to turn that up. Enough about me. So continuing on from Claire's last slide. So one of the biggest and most important habits of a leader is discipline. Discipline is the foundation upon which all success is built. A lack of discipline will inevitably lead to failure. You need to be disciplined in everything you do, from the minute you get up in the morning to your daily activity. And for me, this is something that I recently have struggled with in the past few months. So I've made some changes and have become very disciplined. What I've done to help me with that is to go right back to the basics and set up a timetable. So my timetable literally has everything I have to do each day. I spend every Saturday evening planning my week ahead, so I'm all set to go by Sunday morning. I've broken it right down to include dropping the kids off at school, going to an exercise class, doing the housework, all the activities that before were giving me an excuse not to be sat at my desk doing the activities for my business. I then sat down and broke down the hours I had left in the day before I had to go back and pick the kids up from school. And what I realized is when I'm disciplined, I have plenty of hours in the day to get what I need done. So I've set this routine and have been disciplined in everything I've done since then, and the results are already beginning to show in my business. I know soon enough I won't need the timetable to keep me on track. It will have become a habit. So definitely it is so true that that lack of discipline will inevitably lead to failure, because I was coming to a grinding halt without having that discipline. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments, and without that discipline, those goals will just not be reached. Leaders create daily disciplines. I, for one, cannot tell you how important this has been for me and my development. I mean, are you taking action? Are you being disciplined in everything you do? Leaders are created by doing lots of little things consistently all of the time. Next slide, please, Claire. So what else are important habits of a leader? They are incredible students and recognize the need for change. Leaders really are amazing students. You need to be continually learning from everyone around you. And as you all know, we are so lucky in the Sunshine team to have incredible leaders who are all more than willing to coach, help, and develop us, whether it's your upline, sideline, or downline, and whether it's going to a training morning at TCOM or asking for advice and help on our chat page, or even picking up the phone and asking for help. There is always someone there for you. It's also very important to be reading the right books. Here's a couple of options. I absolutely loved GoPro by Eric Wall, and 2 on my list to read this month is Screw It, Let's Do It by Richard Branson, and Nuts and Bolts by Jan Rue, How to Build a Network Marketing Business. So those are both on my list to read this month. It's also really important to listen to the right training, and whether that's on PowerPod or QLS or even a CD in your car. Also to be attending our amazing training sessions at TCOM. These have been brilliant for myself and my team. It's a great opportunity to learn more about our products and just sit with our leaders and learn from them. So really take advantage of those Sunday morning training sessions and everything that goes on at TCOM. Also learn from doing. Rather than waiting for someone to do it for you, we learn from making mistakes, so don't be afraid of making some. We get better from making mistakes, so just keep doing. And also, don't say, I would if I could. Say, I can and I will. It can be so easy to slip into this. A friend of mine is a business coach, and she was looking to get some more hours to reach her next target in her business, and I'd hit a bit of a wall. So I've had a few sessions with her, and on the recap of my first session, she banned me from saying, I should be doing this, I could be doing that. And to be honest with you, I hadn't even realized I was doing it, because we all know what we should be doing, and with Forever, we all have the tools to do it as well. So I've stopped using those words, and the change in my mindset and my business is so noticeable. Also, to stay positive and focused on where you are going. If you tell yourself you can, you totally will. If you tell yourself you can't, you totally won't. And embrace change and ask yourself, how far can I take myself? Push those boundaries, stay out of your comfort zone to keep going. I'm certainly out of mine right now, and I know I'm a bit wobbly, but it doesn't feel as bad as I thought it was going to. So if you keep doing that activity, you cannot fail. Your attitude definitely determines your direction. Next slide, please, Claire. So leaders are committed to the 4cc every month. As a team, we've actually raised the bar a bit and aiming for to be 5cc active every month. Then for sure you're going to hit your 4cc without the panic. And we also aim to try and hit this target by the middle of the month, which totally takes that pressure off the end of the month rush to get to the 4cc's. So that's helped us as a team massively. And also be committed to being 4cc active from day one, from when you first hit the box. It's crucial in ensuring that you don't miss out on any of the incentives. For example, someone may join your team and race through that marketing plan, pushing you up as they go. But if you haven't been 4cc active, you may miss out on that promotion when it comes to a manager. Also, be committed to attending the BPs every week, or at least twice a month at the least. And we're so lucky in Dubai to have a BP every Tuesday evening at TCOM, as well as the monthly BPs on a Sunday morning and the online BPs. This gives us plenty of options to work around our other commitments. And even if you don't have a prospect to take to a BP, go anyway. They are great. You'll be so motivated. And success days, these are a must to attend. And let's face it, it's where all the successful people will be. You will learn so much from them and leave with heaps of motivation. And the chances are you're going to meet someone there who's just like yourself and realize if they can do it, so can you. And also be committed to prospecting and recruiting a minimum of 1 person a month. This is such an important part of building our business, and for me, the hardest. I have not progressed as I could have because of my mental block with recruiting. And if you are struggling with this part of your business, talk to your upline, sideline, ask for help. I've spoken to Clare as well as my friend, the business coach, and she's helped me massively with establishing why I have such an issue with recruiting. And since figuring that out, I have dealt with it and bingo, started talking to people about what I do. And we've heard Sam talk about challenging yourself or even teammate of how many no's you can get. And that's what I did with my business coach, to getting 12 no's in a week, and she'd take me out for coffee. It was that simple. She got me contacting people at last. And even on my flight out to Kenya, I handed out 2 business cards, and I'm meeting one of the ladies when I get back next week. And it wasn't so hard. She didn't bite my head off. It was fine. So recruiting is the lifeblood of our business. We never stop recruiting. You always need people in your pipeline, as Claire mentioned just now. And if you are recruiting, your team will. And if you're attending VPs and training sessions, so will your team. If you don't, they won't. You need to lead by example and lead from the front. You also need to be committed to setting goals. This can also be a toughie. A lot of us aren't used to setting goals. We haven't worked in an industry where we do dream boards and stuff. But get those dream boards set up where you can see them every day. I did mine with my kids, and it was just amazing to tick off a dream, especially when it's one of theirs. Benji had a dream of going to Legoland, and last summer we went to Legoland. It was amazing. So those dream boards really do help with hitting those goals. When you're truly committed to set those goals, you will start ticking them off. Whatever your goals are, however big or small, once you commit to them, you'll be doing the activity to reach them, whatever that takes. Doing that daily activity, attending the BPs and success days, even when you may want to be at home with the kids. To get your business up and running, you need to commit, and then teach your team to do the same. As Claire mentioned earlier, commit to do whatever it takes, 3 to 5 years to build that stable business. You've got to be committed to success. And as it says on the book, true commitment inspires and attracts people. Nothing happens without commitment. It's the secret ingredient to success. Next slide. Next slide, please, Claire. So they have huge vision. An effective leader has a vision for what they want to accomplish. The vision becomes the energy behind every effort and thought they put into their business. Find that vision, whether it's from your dream board or you have a massive why. The bigger the vision, the more energy you will have to put into your business. And remember, you can't borrow anyone else's vision. You have to create your own. Long term, this is what will keep you going through the tough times, and we all have the tough times. Having your own vision will keep you going. And make sure that vision is massive. It has to stretch you, push you, and get you out of your comfort zone. Have your smaller goals that you're ticking off regularly, but you need to have that massive vision as well. It's what will have you jumping out of bed in the morning. Next slide, please, Claire. Leaders have big hearts and genuinely care about others. If you help enough people achieve their dreams and goals, everything will come to you. And for me, this is my favorite part of this business. I stand there and watch a teammate up on stage getting there with their banner on. It's the best feeling. And even whether it's them signing up a prospect or selling their first clean 9, it's just the best feeling watching your team succeed. And give your time to those that really want to learn. You'll find that you'll have some teammates that just want to retail. Claire mentioned this earlier. And this is totally fine. You can support them with their retailing and remind them that you're always there for them if they want to move their business to the next level. And you also might find you have teammates that decide that forever is not for them. But that's fine too. Move on. Don't let it dishearten you. Give loads of time to those that want to learn and move forward. Don't hold them back. Be there, set goals and targets with them, and have great fun together reaching those goals. And care about the success of others. Constantly recognize your teammates for all their achievements. Whether it is a clean 9 sale or hitting that big promotion they've been working so hard for, do a recognition post. They so deserve it, and it will make them feel great and will probably motivate other teammates too. Next slide, please, Claire. So they are motivated even when they have challenges. Leaders will always look for reasons for doing what needs to be done rather than finding excuses for not doing what needs to be done. I touched on this earlier, and we can all find excuses not to be doing the activity. That's the easy bit. But if you want to be that great leader that you know you can be, no more excuses. Get that daily activity done consistently and your business will change. And life will always put obstacles in your way. Find your way around them and move on. If it's the kids being off school for a week or a personal issue, find a way, be positive and move on. And look at your dream book or your board and goal boards daily. It feeds the mind. And this I really noticed the difference with this. My dream board was always above my desk, and then we redecorated and into a box it went, and it sat there for a little while. But now it's back on my wall and I look at it every day. And when I first started, I wasn't a massive believer in the dream board, to be honest, and it took me a while to do it. But it's such a must to do it. It makes such a difference. Sit down with your kids, do it together. It's a great tool. Next slide, please, Claire. So they are persistent and consistent. Go over, go under, go around, or even go through, but never give up. We will all have obstacles and fears and personal issues that will get in the way from time to time, but get through them, ask for help, talk about it, and get back on your feet and don't give up. Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. Be persistent and consistent and don't give up. And that's all from me tonight. Thank you for listening and enjoy the rest of your evening. And I'm now going to pass you over to the lovely Carol, or back to Claire. Thank you.
Wow, Val, that was so good. That was so good. You completely performed it. I loved it. You nailed it. Completely brilliant. Well done. I'll speak to you soon. I'm going to mute you and I'm just going to find Carol. That was so good. Honestly, it's so nerve-wracking doing your first webinar, and I think you'll agree she absolutely nailed that. That was wonderful. Bear with me 1 second. I'm just going to mute Val in Kenya. I like saying that. It makes me feel international. And look for Carol Brown in Dubai. Right, Carol, it's coming up to unmute you. Can you hear me, Carol? Are you there?
Yeah, I've just unmuted. Can you hear me?
We can hear you perfectly. Okay, I'll
Brilliant.
just move the slides on for you. Okay,
Thank you.
over to you.
Thank you very much. Hi, everybody. I'm Carol, as Claire said, and I joined Forever exactly 17 months ago today, on the 2nd of November 2015. I have been living in Dubai for 10 years, and when I moved out here, I worked in hotel interior fit-outs, which I absolutely loved, but the hours were crazy, and it wasn't a job that I could really fit around a family, because I now have 3 children, 7, 6, and 5. And when I was on maternity leave with my first child, I was made redundant, so the decision was kind of made for me. And we went on to have 2 more children in quick succession. So life was pretty busy, and by the time the kids got to school age, Dubai became a pretty expensive place to be on 1 salary and 3 sets of school fees. My husband was keen for me to go back to work, but with the crazy hours of a full-time job and the low salaries of a part-time job, it was a no-go. So around the same time, I started looking at the Forever opportunity in a bit more detail. I'd used the products for a year. I'd been buying them from Val, absolutely loved them, and Val had mentioned the business to me, but I didn't think it was for me, and I kind of dismissed it straight away. I just really didn't think that I could make it work. But the more I looked at it and weighed it up compared to a traditional office job in terms of flexibility around the kids and working to my own schedule from home, the more I realised that it was just too good an opportunity to at least, give it a chance. And it's quite funny because one of my main reasons for not wanting to do it was I never wanted to host a launch. And I just couldn't imagine myself talking in front of a bunch of people in my living room, never mind on a training webinar. So it's amazing what can happen when you ignite passion in someone. And Val and I have just had so much fun. And now I'm actively seeking people out to host launches, so it's changed completely. I can hand on heart say that I've enjoyed every stage of my journey so far, and that includes the times when I really thought no one would ever join my team. Since I've stepped up my activity, I've realised that the more you do, the more you'll achieve, and that everything is possible. And I love that saying, dream, believe, act, achieve, because I spent a lot of time believing and dreaming, but not actually acting enough to achieve. And since I've stepped it up and started hitting my targets, my confidence and passion has really grown. Ever since I've talked openly, confidently, and passionately about what I do, people have really paid so much more attention. I used to get very excited about what I did to some people, although I'd be a little bit embarrassed and petrified that they were going to ask me something I didn't know how to respond to. But then I'd hide what I did from others, depending on what I thought, the reaction I thought I'd get. So I'd kind of compartmentalised it into work and not work. And when I wasn't at work, I wasn't talking about it. But now that has all changed. I have the passion and I'm loud and proud about what I do. And I had a very interesting situation the other night. We were at John's new boss's house for a very posh dinner, and his boss asked me what I did. So, it's obviously my moment. I said, turning to this highly regarded, extremely successful entrepreneur, I answered him confidently and succinctly. And after he had asked a couple of questions and ascertained that it was network marketing, and because he's very intelligent, he said, that is such a brilliant business model. And I was so pleased by his reaction, but I was also so empowered by what had happened because I'd had to answer in front of a number of people in the room, and they could have all laughed and said, what a pile of rubbish, but it wouldn't have shaken me. It's like teachers, nurses, project managers, when they're asked what they do, they're not looking for approval. That's what they do. This is what we do. Not many other people talk with passion about their jobs. Usually they're overworked, underpaid, and haven't had a pay rise or promotion for years. We are the brave ones. We've taken control of our futures and we're not relying on anyone else. And we have an amazing opportunity to help other people do the same. That is why people are attracted to joining our teams. If you're not excited and passionate about what you do, others won't be either. And a good question is, would you sponsor you? Because like attracts like. Sorry, I was going to have a sip of water quickly. Are you putting out the right image? Are you the leader that you want to be? Look at the business you want to grow into. What's your vision for the future? Where do you want to be? What life do you want to live? And go to work to achieve that dream. Because when you truly believe in something and carry it in your heart, no excuse will get in the way. Next slide, please, Claire. Thank you. So, of course, we all have the fear when we first get started. And you just need to question these fears. If you think things like, I can't be a leader, I can't sponsor people, I can't lead or train people, it's simply false evidence appearing real, and you're choosing to believe it. You need to get your mindset straight, because if you think you can, and if you think you can't, you can't. Or, as Phil Jones says it stands for, F everything and run. So don't run, people. Stay put and question the fear. Is that true? Then find the answer, because it's not true, is it? You need to get over these fears which are holding you back, because life wants you to win. You need to stop getting in your own way, because the only thing between you and success is you, and it's up to you to get over these fears. It's 80% mindset and 20% skills. You need to protect your mindset from negativity. And one of my favourite sayings from Samantha Pierce is just mute the noise. Other people's negativity is just not noise. Mute it. Fears can paralyse and make us so fearful of the worst happening that nothing happens and you never move forward. So just mute your own fears and go for it. Next slide, please, Claire. So the first thing that you may face when starting your forever journey is people telling you it can't be done and you can't be successful. So you need to address that in your own mindset, because when most of us start with forever, we've never done anything like this before. We have to get over that and show it can be done. Follow the good leaders before us. And if they can do it, we can do it. The business cycle is simple and duplicatable. The key to success is consistency in your activity. As the girls have said before me now, be consistent and persistent, and you'll show it can be done. The great thing about becoming a leader is you can light the way for others to follow. In front of you is a pathway to lead you to whatever you want to have, but you've got to take the steps to achieve it. And as I said on my last slide, you may face negativity from friends, family, partners, trying to protect you, but don't let them stop you. You need to feed your mind daily with positivity. Listen to Dave O'Connor, who does an amazing mindset training course, and read as much as you can. Funnily enough, I'm reading Go Pro by Eric Worre, which is a brilliant book, and you realise that everyone goes through the same thing as us. He says there's one catch to network marketing, and that is you must accept a temporary loss of social esteem from ignorant people. He says it's because they're still trying to function in the old system, and they can't understand how network marketing will work. And it is only temporary, because as you become successful, they'll soon change their tune. Next slide, please, Claire. So how you act is so key. Do you act like a leader? Do you lead from the front? Do you show people how to achieve success, or do you tell them? Are you the sort of person your team can come to? Don't gossip, don't talk down to your team. Be that respectful leader. Go that extra mile. How much are you willing to do for yourself, your goals, your family, your team? Are you driven to be excellent? Do you want to be at the top of your game? Do you want to be that perfect idea of success? Make sure that you're pushing yourself every day. You've never finished learning, consistently building your knowledge as well. Be better than average. Average is as close to the bottom as it is to the top. You don't want to sit in the middle. So always push yourself to be the top percentage of people. And do whatever it takes. Sometimes you're going to have to do things you really don't want to do or make you feel uncomfortable, but push yourself out of your comfort zone. That is the only way to grow. You need to take control of your business and your future. This is yours, no one else's. Next slide, please, Claire. So leaders love what they do and they have fun. A great statement which I hear from Clare Martin all the time is, if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. And I love it. When I look back on all the photos of Val and I doing tabletops, launches, Christmas videos, online launches, and by the way, the last person to leave my first ever launch left at 4 AM, and meetings with kids and dogs and aloe plants everywhere, we are just having the best fun. Have fun learning your business and each step along the way. Don't wait until you've reached your goal to be proud. Be proud of every step you take. Life is a journey, and so is forever. When you first get started, it's overwhelming and you don't know where everything is, but enjoy learning and having fun with your team. If you make mistakes, don't worry, just keep moving forward. Get back up, shake it off, speak to your sponsor and get back out there. If you're making mistakes, at least you're doing the activity. As Phil Jones says, with every task or activity, there's success or you learn. Success, learn. Success, learn. There are no mistakes. And another one of my favourite quotes, the master has failed more times than the beginner has ever tried. So get out there and let's notch up some failures. Next slide, please, Claire. As a leader, you have to take responsibility. This is your business. You got started because you wanted something different. It's your business, your time, and your work ethic. So you put in what you want to get out. As Val has gone through all of those brilliant trainings that we have on offer, you need to take on board all of the training and all of the tools because no one can do the learning for you. You learn by trying different things and seeing what works and what doesn't. You'll learn how the industry works by immersing yourself in all the training put in place to help you. If you keep learning, you will improve, you will get better and stronger, braver and bolder. The more you do, the more you'll learn, and the more you can coach your teams and achieve success. The more you learn, your leadership will get better, and in time you'll earn the right to get to the level you deserve. And learn by reading and listening to as much as you can. I haven't actually read that book that's shown on the slide, but I'm going to. And as I say, I'm on GoPro, and it's fabulous. I'm flying through it, it's really straightforward, and Eric gives fantastic script ideas and tips for success. He tried to reinvent the network marketing wheel. He tried to find an angle whereby he could be lucky, sign up a few powerful distributors and sit back. But when nothing worked, he decided to become a professional network marketer and do it right. There's no catch, there's no angle or quick way. It's simple and it's duplicatable. Do the activity, do what we're coached to do, and help others do the same. Eric says that when he decided to go pro, everything changed for him. And I just want to quickly read you something that kind of hit home with me. So he said, when I made the decision to go pro, everything changed for me. I stopped focusing on luck, timing, positioning, and shortcuts. I even stopped focusing on the money. My world changed when I started focusing on the skills and made the commitment to practice, practice, practice until I mastered them. Another thing happened when I decided to go pro. All of a sudden, my group started to grow. It was like people could sense my change of focus and my commitment to excellence, and they wanted to be a part of it. Think about a time in your life when you were around a person committed to excellence. It might have been a teacher, a coach, a boss, or a friend. How did it make you feel? It's inspiring, right? You'll find you'll be an inspiration to others when you make this important shift. There we go. Right, next slide, please, Claire. So finally, thank you so much for listening tonight. I really hope you take on board every slide, every speaker, and I really hope you get excited and put into practice everything you've listened to today. And I just want to leave you with one last word from Eric. His wish is for you to make the decision to become a network marketing professional, for you to truly go pro, because it's a stone cold fact that network marketing is a better way. Now let's go tell the world. Thanks, Claire. That's me done. Thank you, everybody.
Wow, 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 wow. Honestly, I was in tears. You're so good, Carol. Like I say, that's me. I've got the rolling for a few weeks. Honestly, you absolutely, I can't even tell you're perfect.
Thanks.
So good.
Thank you.
Oh, that's amazing. Right, guys, thank you very much for tuning in for our rolling training. So we've also got Global Rally. Hopefully some of you are going to be there. If not, follow the live streams. Let's really make it let's really show people what Forever's all about. Like, Global Rally is such an exciting event. So if you can't be there yourself, make sure you're liking and you're sharing people that are at the rally. Make sure you're liking and sharing their posts. So it looks like we work really well together. We all support each other and we're a really, really amazing team. Next Sunday, because we've now come to the end of this 6-week block of rolling training, next Sunday, we have got our sizzle with Natalie Healy and Samantha Pierce. So you have to come. Like, Natalie's probably going to be picking up a check for, if it's not over $1 million, it's going to be close to $1 million on Saturday, and I'm sure she'll bring her check along with her to our sizzle, which would be really, really amazing, so we can get photographs taken with her, check with her, because people recognise Natalie. People recognise Natalie and Sam as like people that have done really, really well, but they're just normal people. So when people on your social media see pictures of you at your team sizzle on a casual Sunday night with Natalie Healy, they're like, oh, hang on a minute, they're not actresses, they're real people. So please try and come to that sizzle, just like move mountains to be there. It's at 8 o'clock, and I think we've just put the small room in TCOM. So would love to see you all there, because it really will be very, very special to spend it with Sam and Natalie. So then the week after that, we'll be starting the next set of 6 weeks of rolling training, and we're going to be getting more of the new leadership team on board, because they did such an amazing job tonight. I'm so, so proud. So have a great week, everyone. Remember, talk to everyone you see. If the kids are off on Easter holidays, there's lots of opportunities to kind of meet people and chat to people and share the business and share the products. So I'll see you all soon. Take care, and thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.